So, hi Tyler. Keith plugged on. We're here with a movie review. We're going to talk about Justice League.
It's not Justice League, it's Red Hood, but close enough.
Yeah. Justice League's the hot sequel to Batman v Superman, you could say. And it's the big team-up of the DC characters. You know, you have Batman, you have Wonder Woman, you have Aquaman, you have Cyborg, and you have the Flash.
Yeah.
And they all come together, and they do stuff. It's the Avengers of the DC universe.
Yep. That's literally what this movie is for the most part.
Yeah.
Just without the giant hole in the sky.
Well,
kind of.
yeah.
It's not really, I mean, yeah.
Anyways. Yeah, we're going to talk kind of non-spoilers for a little while here, and then, you know, we'll get into other things later. But, you know, I think we both feel this is definitely better than Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think it's a bad movie. I enjoyed myself.
I did too.
Not greatly, but not as much as Wonder Woman, for sure.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm walking away from this movie not saying that was fucking awful.
I'm walking away from that like,
you know
what? That was worth my money.
Right. And it's a short movie, you could say, for something like this. You know, usually superhero movies, you're looking at 2.5 hours. Batman v Superman, you're looking at 3.
Yeah.
So this is just under 2 hours, like by a minute. You know, it's definitely on the shorter side for one of these films. Like, I know a lot of the origin stories are, you know, about 2 hours, but for like a team up movie, usually they're a lot longer than that. And you know, at times, like Batman v Superman tried to do way too much.
Yeah.
But this one, I almost wish it did a little bit more.
My thing is, I don't think it. I think it did like enough. It's just that
it did like bare minimum.
I think it did. What it did was, I think it kind of runs into the same problem with Batman v Superman. Whereas Batman v Superman tried to do too much in like what, a 2.5 hour movie, almost 3 hour movie, however long that movie was. This does a little too much for a just under 2 hour movie. Like, I wish there was more runtime to kind of pad out some of these things, for a little bit more character moments to kind of make the plot. It's not terribly clunky, but a little less clunky at times. Like, it would, like, even like just an extra half an hour. Maybe not even that. Like an extra 20 minutes. You can do a lot with 20 minutes.
Right.
Of screen time. So like,
and I feel you on that. Specifically with the Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg, because there's solid moments there. I wish they would have either got screen time in this movie or in another movie or their own movies before this movie, because they would have meant a lot more. We would have had you know, you go in there and you already have this connection in a way with like Wonder Woman or Batman, because you know who the fuck they are. And especially like recently with Wonder Woman, because, you know, her movie just came out. You know, that's more of an origin story to get to where she is. But when her and Bruce are talking about Steve, you understand that. Yeah. And so that moment means a lot more too. Yeah. You know, with like Cyborg and his backstory, I'm like, man, you know, that sounds interesting. It sounds really fucked up. I wish it would have meant a little bit more, because I wish, you know, somewhere along the line, you know, we would have gotten in on that stuff, you know?
And not spoiler-wise, for the most part, all of the movies that, like, they're going to do, I mean, they're going to do a Flash, an Aquaman, and a Cyborg movie, like, the only one that I think they could feasibly do, like, a quote-unquote, kind of like do a Wonder Woman and do, like, an origin movie, one that takes place before Justice League, is Aquaman. Because, like, Cyborg, they kind of glance over all that stuff really quick, and it's like, boom, here you're into it. And the same thing, and we know the Flash movie is going to be Flashpoint. So, you know, so it's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. They kind of just bust in with those characters. Whereas, like, even with the other ones, you know, Batman v Superman was mostly Batman, so you got to spend a lot of time with Batman in that movie. And then Wonder Woman, you know, she was introduced to Batman v Superman, but she had her own movie.
Yeah.
To kind of fluff it out, and whereas, like, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't feel all the character moments in here with those characters specifically are awful, or I just wish there was a little bit more to him.
Yeah, because like
they would hit me.
There was the nice moment between like the Flash and Cyborg, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
These two guys, and there was the one moment towards the climax of like Aquaman giving like his speech, and I'm like, I'm all for this, but that's like those kind of moments are a little bit fewer and far between in some ways. So
yeah,
which again, like I wish 20 minutes. Just give me an extra 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been so nice. You could tell a lot of story in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
on screen time.
Yeah, I mean this movie has. You could tell the 3 acts of this movie very, very distinctly.
Yeah.
They get the team together, then they do something else that I'm not going to say right now, and then they go defeat the big bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like so just boom, boom, boom. That's it.
Yep.
You're done. Sort of thing. You know, it's not bad. I just wish there was just a little bit more to it, in my opinion. But there are some clunky moments. Like I think the villain's just fucking lame, and you know I understand his importance and everything, but he's just so generic.
Yeah, they just don't do much with him.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like I don't know. It would have been. Oh my god, that's a spoiler because it also doesn't hurt that he seems super badass, and then a certain thing happens in the climax, and it's like, and then all of a sudden he's getting his ass kicked, and it's like, all right, like if it was like fucking Darkseid, like that's part of the thing. Darkseid typically he's a typical villain, but he like can just fucking wreck everybody, so it makes it a little bit more compelling because it's like, oh, this is an actual danger. In some ways, whereas this is like, or Doomsday for that matter. Doomsday is a great example of that. Doomsday was, even though they did it wrong, the concept is right. He's a big guy who just wants to just fuck shit up, and that's what he does, and then he kills Superman.
Yeah.
Spoilers. I mean, I'm sorry if you're, whatever. That movie's old, and everybody hates it, so who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, because it was like, oh man, how are they going to stop him?
And it's like, Ex Machina the shit out of that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. This movie, too, compared to Batman v Superman, has a lot more fun to it.
Yeah.
It's a lot more lighthearted. Batman v Superman was just so fucking serious and dark, and I think a superhero film can be pulled off that way. I just don't think Batman v Superman did it right. And yes, it's very hard.
It has to be the right hero, which is...
It has to be like Logan.
It has to be like Logan, or it has to be the right character behind it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Batman with other people can do that.
No, but Batman
by himself,
against
totally.
Joker, like
totally.
The Dark Knight,
or again, since I literally like binge watch most of it, the Punisher is like the perfect example. Like you can go super dark with that, and it's like
it just doesn't. It just doesn't work with Superman because that's not who Superman is. You know? Yeah, that's not what Superman represents.
No, not
you know. So this movie has a lot more of that, and I think some of the moments were like legitimately funny, and good. But in my opinion, the Flash was just there for that stuff, and that's literally it. He doesn't really do too much. He doesn't really assist the team as much as others do.
Yeah,
he's just there, like fucking. Every single scene he's in, he's just saying something, like, dumb. You know? And sometimes it's, like, it's really funny. Okay, he's more of a playful kid.
Socially awkward.
Like socially awkward. I'm like, okay, I get that, but not every fucking scene that he's in does he need to say something. It literally felt like that. Probably 95% of his scenes are like that. You know? It's just like, I wish they could have struck a better balance with him a little bit, so that when he does say something goofy, it's like that might, it hits a little bit more.
It's a little bit more.
You know, I don't know. I thought their dynamics was interesting.
Yeah, like I like
the Avengers a lot more.
Yeah,
but this, you know, I think what they had can definitely, you know, is solid and can be improved upon.
I'm not gonna lie, they cast the perfect person for Aquaman.
absolutely.
You take the lamest hero out of all of this bunch,
Yes.
and you put Jason Momoa behind it, and it's
fucking bad.
and he's like the best, one of the best ones in the movie.
Yes.
Especially in the one part where he's like kind of like hitting on Wonder Woman. It's like, you are, whew.
Yeah.
Great. And then like I liked like some of the dynamics too, like Bruce and Diana is interesting, and I'm just like, when's it gonna happen? Because it's gonna happen. It'll happen in the next movie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And also, you know, with these movies, you just gotta. It still feels weird a little bit weird to me with like Ben Affleck as Batman / Bruce Wayne. I think he's good, but it is different.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, it just takes a little bit getting used to. I'm not saying it's bad at all, but you know, it's just been a while since I saw Batman v Superman. I'm just like, oh yeah, this is a little bit different.
This is how we do things now. Oh well, it's a Wonder Woman movie more so. Like Batman just kind of jumpstarts everything, but like she's like at the forefront of like everything though. In some ways.
Yeah, I thought it was a great scene between those two where he's saying like, I can't lead this shit. You need to do it because that's who you are.
Yeah.
And stuff like that was a really, really well done moment. It was also just kind of funny how that went down because he's just like, I don't know if I can do this. It's like, Ben Affleck doesn't actually want to do this anymore. They're just writing it in there.
In comes Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Supposedly. Prince of Persia, the shit out of that, or whatever other movies he's been in.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad at all, and I think it strikes a balance between the seriousness of Batman v Superman and the lightheartedness of like Marvel movies.
Yeah.
I think, not extremely well, but
I think a lot of people were expecting something like Wonder Woman, and this isn't it. But it's definitely another step in a better direction for DC. Like I might not going forward have that inevitable groan that I usually have whenever something about a DC movie comes up.
Mm-hmm.
That like I've had for the last year and a half, ever since Batman v Superman. Just every time it's
yeah,
and
it's. I think the thing about this movie though is that it's not perfect. It's not even really great. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
But it never really excited me.
No.
Like, there was a few moments where I was like, yeah, that was cool, or something like that, But it just kind of, like, stayed this course where, there were a few moments where I just kind of dipped out. I was like, that was fucking stupid. Or, that CG just looks really crazy.
Yeah.
But then there was, just a few moments where I'm like, that was fucking cool.
I feel like the third act of the movie kind of justifies. I feel like the action was actually done very well.
Oh,
like the whole third part of the like, yep, there we go.
I mean,
this is what I came to see. Flash. And I'm like,
yeah. Like when you have like Wonder Woman and Aquaman fighting Steppenwolf, the bad guy. It's like, some of it just looked really, really cool. In their scenes with the Flash, they're so hard trying to do what Fox did with Quicksilver. You can totally tell that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not bad.
It's not.
What would you give this, and then we'll talk some spoilers.
7. 7, I think, is a good number.
I agree with you.
7's a good number. Good. 7's great.
Yeah.
And I'm being consistent, it is better than Batman v Superman, even though my opinion is that movie
I think this movie is better than Batman v Superman.
It's better than Suicide Squad.
It's better than Suicide Squad.
It's better than Man of Steel.
It's better than Man of Steel, yes.
It's the second best movie they've done.
Yes.
Fight me. Actually, no, because most people agree in that sentiment. So you don't have to fight me. Unless you're that like 1 in a million people who think Batman v Superman was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Then we need to throw it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No one out there thought Suicide Squad was good.
No. I wanted it, but no.
Yeah.
It's okay though. They got a sequel.
Yeah.
And 2 Harley Quinn spin-off movies.
And Joker movies and all kinds of shit. Sure.
Yeah.
Spoilers. If you want to talk some. Well, let's just get into the biggest thing. how do you feel on how they brought Superman back?
It seems so. I wish it would have happened like later. If that makes sense, like in the sense that you get to spend like, even though it's not that much time, but like they bring him back using the cube thing, and he kind of goes off and he just goes to the farm, and he goes to the farm, in which terrible CGI. Like you can tell that that they weren't there. And then I guess, they had to CGI out his fucking mustache or whatever, the huge thing that they're talking about now. And then he eventually shows up to fight in the end. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Like, he shows up and Steppenwolf's not even a fucking threat anymore. Like, he's just done.
That was like the most, even going into this movie, you knew that was going to happen.
I just wish like maybe like they did that, maybe, it didn't work. Even in the entertained notion, and then he just shows up there like he did at the end.
It's either that, or I wish they would have, they fought Steppenwolf, I guess, and they saw, we can't do this. I just wish they would have felt a little bit more desperation than what they felt. Because it felt like they weren't extremely desperate.
Well, because like I was a little bit surprised on how they did it, because I know the one trailer set it up that the scene that we're talking about in the field where Clark and Lois are talking, I was like, oh, that's a dream. She's dreaming about it. I'm like, oh, okay. I almost, and I've said this for a long time, I almost wish they would have held off of bringing it back until like the literal very end and had like a whole Justice League movie. Like, hey, we can do this without Superman. We don't need to have a Superman here, and we can make a good movie. Which, yes, most of the movie does have an absence of Superman to it, but
yeah. But I thought it was kind of neat how Bruce felt like still some guilt about what happened to him.
Yeah,
because he died.
That he killed. He feels like he killed Superman. So.
Yeah. Well, that's good that they're acknowledging that.
Yeah.
And now they can get away from this fucking, like, Superman's a bad guy and Superman's dead fucking plot line. I seriously hope they do, because I'm very, very tired of it. I think the better, the quicker they get away from that, the better.
Yeah.
That's
really, like, the only major spoilery thing to really talk about. There's like a cameo of the Green Lantern, which I was just like, oh, that's pretty cool, during like an early fight sequence.
That CG looked awesome.
That did. That was like the great sequence.
Like, I thought it was cool how they had, the Amazonians in there, and we saw the Atlantic people. They had this epic battle back in the day. It's like, that is cool.
It's cool. Where's that movie?
Yeah, exactly. But I also thought, like, when they brought Superman back, it was kind of interesting,
because in the initial moments, it's like, okay.
They were wondering, like, hey, how is he going to react to everybody?
Like, is he still going to be Superman? And at least for a little while, it's like,
yeah. Nope. And I thought it was cool because, he turns around and Cyborg, Flash, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman are all standing there, but Batman isn't, because,
Batman's like, yeah, what the fuck am I going to do?
Yeah, but then Batman does show up, and then they had to throw in Superman's asking Batman, tell me, do you bleed?
And then he turns around and he's like, yep, I'm bleeding somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a fan of justice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the best / worst line of the movie.
But I'm a fan of justice. Boom!
you put it perfectly. It's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
It's like so corny that I loved it.
Like, this is how you do Superman. Don't do fucking super serious. Do this. Which I think they have the same dude who did who's had like a hand in like the other two Superman-based movies. I'm like, no, to make it. And I know Zack Snyder did a lot, but like, please make it like this. Make him super corny. He thinks he's cool, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's being, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's some, honestly, I thought like one of the funniest scenes was the Flash towards the end was going to save those civilians, and then Superman shows up. He's like, "Hey, Slowpoke." And then Superman's like, all right, I'll take the ones on the right. And the Flash just saved these like 4 people in a truck, and Superman's like carrying this entire building along. And it's like, that was actually, I thought it was funny.
Yeah,
you know.
I thought, like I said, I thought the scene where Aquaman's pouring his heart out because Wonder Woman put the lasso around his ankle. I thought it was like, that's a great scene.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's genuinely funny, and it's not as disjointed as I think. Or at least I didn't get the opinion that it was as just disjointed as a lot of people made it out to be.
To me,
I didn't notice it as much.
No,
that's like from a personal.
To me, it wasn't as disjointed or bad as Avengers: Age of Ultron was.
Yeah,
like that was just unfucking bearable to me. But this, I thought, wasn't that bad. It just annoyed me with the Flash. I'm like, dude, come on. Every fucking scene.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. But I thought it was cool when they were fighting Steppenwolf the first time, and the Flash is running around. And he just, like, pushes Wonder Woman's sword just boom, right up into her hand. Like that. That was cool.
It's like, yeah. They made Cyborg cool, which was cool. Like,
yes, but I felt like Luke said it best. He was just kind of a plot device in a way. Like, I hope that they do a lot more with him in the future because he has potential.
Which I guess the way they're doing him, I guess I might as well destroy my hopes of the Teen Titans movie, but you know, I'll still dream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will. I'll just cry quietly to myself.
Yeah. Leaving this movie, I'm not like after Batman v Superman, I'm just like fucking hell. Like I don't want to really see any DC movies. Like, but after this, I'm like, there's hope because Wonder Woman was fucking awesome. This movie's not awful. You know, maybe they're getting their hands out of their balls a little bit.
Now they're just focused on making good movies, not being, you know.
We'll see. I mean, the only movie they have for next year is Aquaman, which is over a year from now.
Is it?
Yeah,
Aquaman's
it's December.
Is it December? I thought it was.
Yeah.
I'll look this up. But then 2019's, technically, I think they have. Is it Green Lantern? I had this up. I had the whole listing.
2019, I'm pretty sure has Wonder Woman 2.
Yeah, it's Wonder Woman 2, and then it's.
Which could be cool.
And then 2020 is Cyborg and.
That's Shazam 2019.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. They haven't set a date for the Batman, have they?
No, not quite.
Found a director, I guess.
I think it's supposed to come out. I mean, probably not next year now. But I think it's 2019.
Yeah,
2019 is... Oh, it's 2019 is Shazam, Wonder Woman 2, and then Green Lantern Corps and Cyborg is 2020.
Yeah. But then Aquaman, December 21st, 2018. Holy shit.
Directed by James Wan, which is an interesting choice. Simply because he's mostly known for... he did the first Saw movie and the first 2 Insidious movies. And then, strangely enough, Furious 7. And now he's doing Aquaman. He has a very interesting repertoire of movies.
What a shift.
A very interesting...
From horror movies to Furious 7.
From torture porn to just action blockbuster.
Yeah.
Vanilla cakes. I don't know. I lost the metaphor there halfway through saying it.
Yeah. Yeah. Go check out Justice League if you are inclined.
Yeah. If you like superhero movies, you'll probably have fun, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. So, thanks for watching. Let us know what you think of Justice League. Go share with everybody because we're 9 subscribers away from 2,000.
Yeah.